that beat Marvin up and Superman punched the fuck out of dude. In my mind, that's what I think him. Just Superman punch through the air and hit dude and get on dude's ass and beat dude's ass and stomp dude's ass. And we let that shit happen. Because first of all, we don't fuck with nobody. And some days in prison, people take that man.
Yard work is hard.
That was to create in April. We'll talk something here, bro. Because this dude trying to find a pot, and you can tell, man, he coming up to here to cause havoc. It's in his face. It's in his movement. It's everything about him. Looks like he can't breathe it right. It just looks like he just plunked in. Now, as he walking around the prison, kind of sizing people up, looking like, yeah, he might be a cool dude to fuck with him. Because he's just trying to go pick up and grab it. Grab it. We need to put some sides on them that look like they got some sense about themselves. So as we doing that, we see Baby Charles and he walking towards us. Shit, I already know what kind of shit y'all on. Y'all can put us down. We gonna start rolling with y'all every day. Look like this bitch coming up in here to take whatever the fuck he wants. Fucking right. So after we finish talking to Baby Charles or whatever, we go roll up to these two homeboys that's talking to each other. You know, that look like pretty cool dudes. And their name was Desmond and
Damn, bro, we got another one there like the lad the internet. They sorry as fuck, bro. They need to take these niggas account, bro.
Niggas out in that bitch, man. He had a big pop in that bitch, but both of them went to another prison. You know what I'm saying? He came here.
That trash don't need to be online.
He said maybe another lost gas and fuck. So we just standing there like, what the fuck?
You put that shit on now. If your speed not up to fuck, kick that shit every time.
The little things that he do, and we know we got a problem with this dude here. So Desmond and Trey end up being down with us. Then they tell us, hey man, you might want to go over there and holler at Don and Frito. So Don and Frito, these two dudes that Beast had beat up in the last prison. So we go holler at them and they terrified of Beast. Man, bro, we gonna have to think about this shit, bro. I ain't trying to call dude, bro. He done kind of took his mind off us, bro. So both of these cats kind of go around and around, and we see right there, they ain't even get down.
Got all these shit recorded, though. Send that shit. That's seriously, dog.
So as we continue on our walk, we see a dude coming straight at us. Feeling gonna be coming at us, or he cut through us. So when he gets close to us, we end up gathering down Don and Trey. And then he looks at us and say, man, I already see what y'all doing, bro. Man, y'all can put me down, man. Me and Beast had problems in the past. Now, this dude Underway is a nice size. He ain't near about as big as Beast. But he got a nice size on him. And him and Beast had a fight. And now here, Beast still not tough. But he was the one who really got with me. And we talking to Underway, we see Beast walk up to people. And they just talking, all you see is their hands moving. Doing shit like that, then out of nowhere, you see Beast hit this man. Sure, then he bring his keeper and keeper smoke tail. And fuck that man. I mean, bro, this shit on his first day in the prison, man, you can tell he got everybody in this bitch terrified. Look like he's up.
We expect QBs to be robots and just never to miss and always put it right on the face mask or right on the numbers. And right there, you can tell he just missed a little bit.
And punching him at the same time. You can hear him. So about an hour and something go by, and then you see him and Keeper come out the cell. Bitch, I'm going to stay close to me every day, all day. Now, Jaboka and Keeper had got cool as a motherfucker. But Jaboka stood on the outside of that cell.
He needs a bunch.
And her and his homeboy just get turned the fuck out with the look of fear. And like he was paralyzed. But
Them niggas still lose while lagging the internet. He don't need to play no video game ever in life. Bitch lagging, bro.
And this how bad that shit was. You see Goofy and Monroe go in these cells and they come back out to the jail. That day. We go to town. We go to work.
to
So
scrounge
we
3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
Good 40 minutes before
Now, I know
we
you
see
two
Sergeant
never
Larry
faced off
come
against each other in an actual
into detail
rivalry
and
game
courtroom.
other than the Thanksgiving morning turkey bowl.
And he's
But knowing
looking
you
the
two the
ground,
way I
looking
do
the
and the way
ground,
you know
and
each
till
other,
he spot this dude,
Jesse,
the
what
thing
would you have
that we
done
call
to try
Nate.
to
Bring
throw
over his
Pollock
field.
off a
So
little bit
after
on a
he
stage
takes
like
Nate
this?
out of
In
there,
our
we
opening
trying to
10-play
time how
script,
long it
I would
takes
have
them to
had
get
David
into
Pollock
shot.
cut
So we
blocked.
just stand there
Maybe
waiting,
even
and
double
then
team
we
Kyler
all
Murray.
bust out on the
Chop.
hallway. But when we bust out
Every
on the
single
hallway,
player,
we don't
which
put
is
it
illegal.
on the hallway.
That's fine.
That's fine.
We
You know
make
what?
sure
I
you
guess in
can go right
retaliation to
back
that,
up
we
in
would
there
just
like
rough
we
the
was
passer
doing something
over and
else.
over,
So
taking
we
the
all here
15-yard
to go
penalty.
back to work
That's
because we
what's fun
thinking
about
Theo
this
Buddy
race. It's
gonna come in
petty.
there because he seen all
It's
the
sometimes it
the
crosses
hallway.
the line
But
of
he
dirty,
never
but
comes
that's
in
what
there.
You
rivalries
see,
are.
he wear and tear after that. That was a nice hit.
Again. And then we go peek out in the hall and we see Theo Buddy in the room too. Now about 7 of us hurry up and run out the carpool and head
They've got
up
a
to the
good
shop.
chunk of ground
We
to
get up
cover
to the
on
shop
3rd
and the
and
first
long
thing
from
we
the
see
41.
is that Vice Man. Look, that's that dude.
Looking
Now this
downfield,
time we
it's
see
Manning.
Theo Buddy starting to put back on his
Got
jacket.
him
So we
downfield.
all haul
And he
down
was
the
on his
carpool.
way.
But
Gets
we
it all
still
the way
peeking
to
out
the
the carpool
38.
door. And we see Theo
These
Buddy
two guys
beams out
just
the
on
room.
the
Now
same
we walk
wavelength.
over
They
the
make
details
clutch
and we
connections
discuss
all the
among
time.
ourselves.
And that's
Because
practice,
we
man.
know
That's
it's the
all
same
summer.
dude.
That's all spring.
They
Just
told
Here comes the
DJ,
run, gentlemen. Here comes the
you
run.
know exactly when that guy's gonna
we
break.
know
You
when
know
he
he's a
gets his
stud.
ass
You're
beat
gonna
for.
feed him, especially on these
So
third
after
down
all of
situations.
discussing that, we gonna check his
Quite
feet
hang
and
on
we
to
see
the
Theo
pick, and
Buddy.
he will be
Surprise.
thinking about that
So
one
we
for a
run back
long
up to the
time.
shop and we
I
peeping
don't
in
know
the
about the
shop.
decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been
Keep
expecting man
Sergeant
coverage, but
Larry
that
in
time
the
the defense
fucking
was in
shit.
zone. They did
So
a really nice
we
job
all gonna run back
closing
to
the
our
window,
room
and
and
the
we get to
intended
talking.
target was
Man,
not
hey,
open.
bro, it don't
And that's
look
why
good
that
for
one fell
DJ.
incomplete.
Only way
Makes the
Sergeant
stop
Larry
at
could
the
have known
23-yard
that
line, but
they
it's a pickup of
advised
15.
DJ to tell
A
the
first
counselor
down, and this
is if the
offense is
counselor
smelling
told
the end
Sergeant
zone.
Larry, DJ told on it, and Sergeant Larry went approach DJ, and DJ say, man, they told me to do this. So showing shit stank, they comes back in the room with tears in his eyes,
come to the line with a new set of downs.
So everybody back working
Looking to
like
throw
they
on first
was paying
down.
no attention to
They'll
things,
run the
but they
screen.
go sits in the corner
Oh,
on
he's
the
got
bucket,
some
and
space.
he just
Got
going,
some
oh,
room
oh
into
my,
the
he
goal
gonna fuck me, Jay. Then all of a sudden, oh my,
Haul that baby in and then
man,
stroll into the end zone for the score.
breaks out in the arc.
I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise on the opening drive, nice execution, they scored a touchdown, that was big time.
They get
Tim
7
played
point
for what
after
Mel
we have the first
said,
score of the
and
game.
Mel was down bad for telling that man, we seen Sergeant Larry fucking.
And the extra point is good, and it's
They
7-0.
were mostly wrestling.
They put
You know
together
what I'm saying? It wasn't no good
81-yard
fight.
drive.
You know what I'm saying? But
And they
they
finish it off
wrestling
with a
and
touchdown
throwing a
toss
couple
from the
big. So
23.
everybody kind of break it up because they kind of pissed off that Mel even did that type of shit. Now, he said what was on his mind when he got so ugly. So can't nobody really fuck over him for doing it. But he was down bad for even bringing that shit up. So we broke up the fight with him, and Blanco and Doc come run back in the room. They was going to the bathroom and say, man, come talk to them. She took DJ in the room. So we all breaking one up to the shop, and we see Sergeant Larry going in on DJ. You want to think I'm something, motherfucker? Play with him. Now at this time, we all then played it off and started walking back to carpool because we see 2 inmates with another gun coming to the shop. Now we still peeping our carpool door to see when the inmates in the guard get out of sight.
Power football with the
But
run.
we see the same
He's gonna lose a yard on that
in the
one.
shop. So we hear the
Coaches
door
preach all
and now
week
we
about
really make you
physicality,
see what this shit all
physicality.
about. So
That
we
is
all
how you
run back
do
up
it.
to
That
the
is how you
shop
put
and
it
we
on
peeping
tape.
in the
That's
door,
how you
but
show
we
everybody
really
in the
crawl
locker
down
room,
low. We peeping
everybody
in the
on the
bottom
field.
part of the
This
window.
is how our
Smoke
defense is going to be. Do not run the football because we will not be senseless.
Sergeant Larry got these 2 big swole-ass inmates in the
Wide
beat the
receiver
fuck out
comes
of
in
DJ.
motion.
And anybody that told on Sergeant Larry, this how he was operating.
Find some fresh
So
air.
ain't no
He's
united
there to
front
make the
in his
stop,
prison.
and they threw it
You
in
got inmates
reverse,
that's doing
losing
his
yardage
dirty
on
work
that
and
play.
shit. And in
Man,
this
what a
prison,
great
you
play
see
by
a
that
lot of these
cornerback. There's
inmates
so
catch
much space
other
out
fucking
here
inmates
in football,
and
the way
beat
they
them
spread
for
you out.
Sergeant
But
Larry.
to be
Not
able to
just
break
in the
on the
shop,
football when
all
he's throwing on those quick
prison. So
passes like
everybody
that,
stirring
nice
their
job
ass
by the
all the way
cornerback.
back to carpool, and they
On
talking.
3rd and
Man,
long,
see,
hoping
this
to
is
slow
what I'm
Dumbass
down
talking
the
boy,
about, bro.
man.
Steelers.
They helping
Don't
these
do this
motherfuckers
shit
get away
again,
with all
boy.
this shit.
watch their physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth
No
down.
fucking way.
They gonna get
Offense
favors
changing the
from
play.
Sergeant Larry if they do his dirty work. Now, if everybody was on the same
On
line at
fourth
the
down,
same
they'll
time,
throw for it.
Sergeant Larry
Quarterback
will be
now,
put
breaking
down
the
like a
field.
rabid fucking dog.
Going right and going deep.
But we can't
And
work
that one
together
falls
at all.
incomplete. A huge
There's so many
stand by the
different minds
defense.
doing
Tell you
different
what,
shit.
coaches
in
catch
the
heat a
prison,
lot
and he's
nowadays,
about to
especially
get
on
a
social
lot
media.
work.
I expect him
So
to catch a
we
lot
get that
of
right back
heat.
to the
Fourth
field.
down,
When we get it there, we see
long
these
yardage
motherfucking
situation
beasts.
on your own territory,
Had
and you
them
want to go for it, and you fail, and you're surprised. You definitely shouldn't be surprised. Just don't check your mentions, dog.
So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead.
Dumbass.
Everybody say, man, let's go get that shit and go
What
hit
a
the
great
shot.
job by the defense that time. Cover one man coverage, and did you see how everybody was impressed? When you press receivers, you disrupt their timing, you get your hands on them at the line of scrimmage, you jam them, and it completely disrupts the quarterback and his thought process, and that time, that was a big reason.
They'll mark him out of bounds at the 24. A big run, creating a little space for this offense. Running the ball's in the Aggies' DNA. I mean, that dates back to the Junction Boys.
It's the physicality. They find those guys up front that can make holes, and I think that's when you see the great A&M teams, really good offensive line, paving the way to those backs and those great teams they've had.
That he just fucking recruited. Get those
First and 10 from their own
and they
24-yard line.
demolish him and beat his motherfucker with one punch. Knock his motherfucker. So after they finish stomping
And he
their
was
ass out,
fortunate
he
not to
picked one of
lose
the
yardage on
queens
that play, able to
and
wedge
damn
it back
near
to the line of
sent
scrimmage.
to the bitch in the
Everybody
front of
loves
that.
those trick plays, man, those
And he
misdirections. But the
still
problem is when you stay home and you play the play really disciplined and sound like this defense does, you knock it dead. And a lot of times for a loss and put the offense in the box.
So my whole crew say, hey man, let's go to your cell, man. Let's go chill in your
Guys,
cell.
it is Texas who holds the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far.
They don't fuck with
Heading in the
nobody.
opposite
You know what I'm
directions
saying? They
now
don't
as we
even
crank it up
participate
in the
in
second.
most of the shit that be going on in the prison. They about their business, but they just don't get involved. So we all go to my cell and we sit around that bitch like, bro, this nigga here just taking what the fuck he wants. Now, a little bit later while we chilling in my cell, we hear some commotion break out on the top tier. So we come out and we see Nate and about 3 other dudes talking to TJ. They finna hold TJ and TJ was stuttering, ain't finna stand
Moves up to the
and we don't even
34-yard
think
line,
Doc
giving
breaks
a
the ball
10-yard
up here.
pickup.
And we break the ball after
And that's
Doc.
why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
And B looking the fuck
Leaves it with the back.
directly at him.
Finds a little space. Turning on the Jets.
Trying to
Inside
stay.
the 20. And he
So
ran
they
away
all
from the crowd. He'll take
back
it in.
and think like, man, shit, I gotta get some in this crowd, man,
I
because I
love the
can't make
execution
it
on
slide.
that play.
So
Great
Doc
blocking
trying
up
to
front
walk
just to
Nate
get
off
the
to
ball
talk
carrier
to
an
Nate and B
opportunity
standing
in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a
and
guy
Doc
miss
wants to say
and
something
use
to
the
me.
speed.
So I grabbed
That
Doc
was a
and whipped his
perfectly
heel.
executed play.
Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Ready to go up against
And
this
he
nigga
added
again,
the
man.
extra point.
Whoa. So I grabbed Doc
On that
and we
scoring
all
drive,
walked
just
back
four
down.
plays.
And as we
And he
walked
knows
down,
how to
they
finish in
started
style.
beating
A
Jake
66-yarder
and
to
the
the
other
house.
3 dudes jumped in and they stomped the fuck
Kickoff
out of
unit
me.
is out
And
there
Beach
again,
just
and
standing
this
on the
crowd is
motherfucking
feeling
pavement looking
themselves
up at
after
him
that
like,
last drive.
stupid as this man.
And
And
it'll come out
Coach
to
Ethan,
the
he
25.
was
No
already
attempt
beat
at
the
a
fuck up
return.
and smooth up from the last inmate that Sergeant Larry got to beat his ass. He up there right now. He bleeding down the night. So as Nate and his boys walking back down the stairs, beat up.
Here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good
Yes,
way, Dave, to
sir.
learn quarterbacks
Yes,
turning pages, just find an
sir.
easy completion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football.
It's all the
Maybe get a
time.
ground game going.
They ain't talking about shit.
So everybody just look at their seat. Give Beach the whole breakdown of the whole prison. And needless to say, Zeke started hanging with them. Now, Zeke, he's in detail. He
These corners going to give them some space.
And he's right over the
Manning.
So me and my boy
Quickly out to
head
the
back
tight
to my
end.
tail, and we
There
can
he
stuff
goes.
we
They make the
gonna get
stop
it
at
back
number 4. He takes a chunk out of what they need to move the
because he done
sticks.
pulled some whole ass shit.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate,
come back, and I'm not
creating some
gonna leave you
distance
guys
there
hanging today.
between him
I'm
and the
gonna
defense.
pound out some episodes, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
On third
I
and
really
short,
want
trying
to
to
get down
impose
to the
their will and move
nitty-gritty
the
of
chains.
all the shit that
Big
happened with
pick
me.
up on the
Because
ground here to
it
keep
broke
this
out
drive
real
moving
fast.
and give them a first
Shit
down.
went into a
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that
y'all
defense.
soon today. Say, I'm doing you good. Now, this is another one of those situations when I tell you to pray becomes the predator, because he looks at TJ, come in here and fuck this thing, and without uttering a motherfucking word,
The Longhorns
TJ
will
walks in
snap
that
it on
cell,
first and 10.
pull his clothes
Quick
down,
timeout by
and
the defense
goes
there,
in their
trying to make
homeboy
sure
too.
everyone has the same call.
He didn't want to do this shit. I know he did. Because he knows what it feels like to have this happen to him. But he didn't want to be on the other end of beats. So he fucked that man too. Now, while DJ waited in their homeboy, Beats walked outside the stadium.
They've got it first and 10
They
at
other
the 50.
homeboy in the head, grab him, and take him in the motherfucking cell.
To the air on first down.
Needless to say,
Sets up the
they
screen.
ran up in
And
his
he
ass.
never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
Start walking off because
They're trying to set up the screen
with the
pass to the running
bullshit.
back,
They
just
don't
nowhere to go after
participate
he
in the
caught the
activity.
football. The
You see
defense
Big
completely
Joe come
swarmed
out of
around him, and
nowhere.
that's a
They
loss.
start shooting mighty ass up.
Second down, they'll go to the air.
Who came
Just a short
the
pass to
other
the tight
prison
end.
that was on the last
He's brought
transport
down
with me.
quickly. Minimal gain
And
here,
now
still a
he's
bit
going
short
to
of the
beat
first
homeboy.
down.
He's tripping because they done underestimated these queens. And they done took advantage of these niggas slipping, fucking niggas, and
The
just
12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down.
You got two motherfuckers jugging line.
Looking to
They
pass.
said
It's
run
Manning.
and happy.
Throws
Now,
to
he's
the
hurt
wideout.
out of promotion.
And
He's
the third down
out the
pass is
motherfucking
knocked
set.
away by the
He
D.
passes him.
I want to give a shout
By
out to
that
the
time,
defense there
they
on
done
third
let
down,
Lonnie
doing a
have
really
it.
nice
It
job
was on their way back
disguising
to
their
their cell.
coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on third down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure
And
that
just
ball
like
falls
routine,
incomplete.
the guard come in, ready
Can
for
you
him.
believe this? The offense is
The
going
niggas
for it on
come
fourth
and
down.
release their ass out. And they lock us back in
He'll
this
try to
motherfucker.
throw and pick up the first down.
And you know what's coming next.
And
It's
it's
coming
batted
Yes.
away, and the fourth
These
down
statements
play
that
doesn't
everybody
convert.
right.
They'll give up the football.
They
Those
never
fourth down
saw
stops are
anything.
so huge for momentum. To turn the ball back to your
Just
offense. Great
lock the
pass
animals
defense,
back in this
seeing the ball,
motherfucker. I
breaking
give it
on
to
it,
him.
swatting it down so the receiver
Motherfuckers in
couldn't
here,
make
like
a
I
play.
said,
Nice job
deserve
by this
to be
defense.
in here.
He might
But
want
what
another
about
play.
the motherfuckers
The toss
that
to the
you
outside.
take it, they can't defend
And
themselves?
some room to work. They'll
They
say
ain't
he
got
goes out
nothing
of
to do
bounds,
with it.
mark it at the 46.
Well, nice job there by the running
They
back.
gotta
They
suffer
toss it
with
to
the
him, and
bag.
he's able to kind
Okay,
of
guys,
weave his
we're
way
gonna pick
for a
up from
very
this
good
part.
gain for this
Like I
offense.
said, I ain't gonna leave y'all hanging. I'm coming back in with another episode today.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
Zero helps me take my business anywhere I want.
Wants to go up top. Grab near the sticks. It's Craven. He goes out of bounds across the 25, marking at the 24 in this defense. His head is spinning.
That's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
Everything like that, because before Doc came to prison, and while he was in prison, him and his mama remained tight. Doc had just found out when he got his time that his mama was diagnosed with cancer.
18-yard line.
So he knew she had cancer, but it wasn't as bad or had spread it as bad over the years of him doing his time. So now her cancer had to spread it, and she passed away, and this is what he's dealing with. So the rest of that night, we talk to him as much as we can before the time winds down. So we all return to our cell, and once I get in my cell, you know, after I get situated, me and one of my cellmates, we start playing cards and shit. So while we playing corner, we still screaming, and later we find out all this screaming coming from Big State. Now I'm trying to tell y'all what it sounds like to me, man.
Great job holding the point of attack. Don't let any penetration come in. Give me a little sliver, and then you see the running back Palmer. He'll do the rest, lower his shoulder, and make sure he gets the first down.
Yeah, it means a lot to this offense, too, to have a guy like this that always just seems to fall forward. He always in short-yarded situations, knows where that first down marker is, and he's able to get those hidden yards on piles, driving his legs to help keep his drive alive.
They started up again.
Unloads quickly.
They still in that fucking school. Go child, and we come back to the pier. It's a non-work day.
Man, I just
So
love
it's
the
no
execution
get
by
back
this
to the
offense.
pier.
Late in the
All
half,
the
man,
bullshit
you want to take
That's how you do it, boy. Drop it low in the end zone. Drop it low in the end zone for more insult. Do that zesty ass dance for more insult.
And he got another
Oh man, these niggas twerk for goddamn celebrations now. Yeah, what a wild generation we is.
So they got the touchdown.
Big insult, twerk in the end zone.
And then Beach Taylor, man, I'm looking forward to tattoos, man. Shit, depends on what you want.
chance
But
at a
basic
return
tattoos,
here. They'll
back
start
to
this
cigarettes
drive
or
and
Gotta answer back on that. This nigga just twerk.
Give it, dog. So him and the tattoo dude, they worked out the price or whatever, and dude started doing Beats tattoo. So when dude finished doing Beats tattoo,
Alright, y'all. One dimensional, so we ain't gonna run out the clock.
ain't paid man shit. So
Play action on first down. Fires to the wideout. They needed a big play, and they
And this guy, he's trying to act like he's scared of me, but you can see he kind of
When you're going to run a comeback,
There we go.
guys
Now you feel like you confused from that.
receiver really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So we got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around to make it an easy pass.
around his neck while he was holding his face.
There we go, 28 seconds. We don't care about no field goal, cause you ain't get no TD.
That's exactly
You care nothing about no field goal. You can get that.
Get out of bounds, right? Get some
Cause we gonna keep putting on sale.
So he walked the man sale.
Figure out what you need to figure out. It lead to a field goal.
And walk the fuck out this man
Now they
sale.
got it at
This
the
man
44
don't
on
stand
first
up
and 10.
And look at Beats. Walking into this shit and don't think
To
nothing.
the air.
Don't open
It's
his
Manning.
mouth.
Throws for the
I
tight
can't
end.
stay out playing the man because the man smiles the motherfucker. He ain't bother nobody and he's giving people sweet ass deal.
Man, I
People
love
who
the
couldn't
catch
afford
radius
shit
on
at
this
the
guy.
time,
If you just
he'll
put it
look out.
somewhere near
Yes,
his spot, he's gonna be
sir.
able to reel it in. That was a
And
phenomenal
walk
job,
back to
showing you
the
his
bench
athleticism and
where
also
all
his
said that
concentration,
it's gonna
making that
help this man
outstanding.
Yes, sir.
And they said they'll eat this man.
Yes, sir.
We
So
got a
he
timeout
tells
here
hey,
late in the
man, go
first
up there
half, and
and get
they'll
the
try
cars,
to
man.
get
Let's
more
play some
points on the
cars.
board
He
before the
got some
break.
cars in his cell. So when C goes down, the Queen team snaps you. They start juking the fuck out of C. And when Queen Sugar and them finish juking C, they throws him over the motherfucking belly.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to go up top. Complete on the shuffle. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw.
So two beats.
They'll use the timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
So the whole time, Beats ain't move a motherfucking muscle. He just sit there.
He's got it down to the 3. Now it's second and goal.
I'm coming at you. So the goal is
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock.
Dumbass.
and leaking out. He just don't
Find his man for 6.
So about 5 minutes later, the assistant and the medics come running in there. That's the assistant one. And the medics
That was
go
a really
and
good
get
example
the
of it again. If
They
they're
put
going to
him
score
on
more
the dead
points in the
plate,
second
and they
half, they've got to
patch
make
him
some
up, and they
adjustments here
push
at half.
the fuck out. They put him lock us down for 1 out. So we all in our cell, doing whatever it is we do. Then the goal
And that is
to
a
the goal
perfect
come
job
back
by
in,
the offense,
handing out
executing
everybody
that
all
2-minute situation. The quarterback was really in charge.
Man, can they please come on, show the replay so he can look at it, just like the last dude played with Texas did and took an L. There we go. Ready to close this out. This shit boring as fuck.
And they execute the 2-minute
They be getting these niggas shit so they won't commit suicide.
Whatever activity they want to
That
come
is an
down to
efficient
the
drive.
TSU.
7 plays,
So
75
all
yards.
we see this
They're
dude
getting
playing
set
hard,
to kick it
man.
away, and that last score
We
took
see
a little oomph out of
Correct.
this crowd.
Standing by him, tapping his motherfucking feet. Now, Prophet only been in this
How much
prison for
respect
about
I
20
got
days.
for it. I don't
So
even
he
take
didn't get
special
in
team.
with
No
his
respect for
daddy
this shit. None. I don't even take
So
kick
you see
return.
Prophet just kind of glancing at
None.
just glancing at him. Then all of a sudden,
Easy work.
They'll have just
on
enough
the
time
big
to get
set.
one more snap before the
Spins
half.
around to it, and he
Looking to
tells
throw,
to
it's
it. He
Reed.
say, now when you
Got away
finish
from
checking
trouble
out,
and got rid of it.
see how he
Makes the
set
catch.
the
It's
table?
Craver.
He's
They
a my
stop
dog.
him
We
just
gon'
short of the first down, but it will
So
be
go
second
ahead
and
and
inches
finish
coming
checking
up.
out. Or I just come from federal penitentiary in Colorado. Won't beat up.
Thank
was
you.
doing the same shit. So
The
you see
Longhorns
Prophet
will
just
kick
kind
it
of
off to
glancing
start
at
the second
Trent,
half.
just glancing at him. Then all of a sudden, he spins around off the big set. Spins around to Trent, and he tells Trent, he said, now when you finish checking out, see how he at this table? These are my dog. We gon' fuck you. So go ahead and finish checking out. Or I just come from federal penitentiary in Colorado.
First drive
Where
of the
we do
second
that
half,
shit
always
at,
fun to
boy.
watch.
So
You see
you
what
really
type
trying to
of
walk
tweaks were
up.
made at the half,
By the time he
especially
that these
turning
jump
it
the
on. They've got him down at the 40
and then
after he
he said
ripped
for
off
about 20
15
minutes.
yards.
And after they finished
And the
over,
Aggies
they
in the
picked
hurry
it
up.
back up.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
And when I tell
Halfway
you
there
all
on first
the
down, it's
correct,
second and
screaming
5.
and hollering,
I like this idea
and
about the
these
offense
boys
going
holding
hurry up
him
here. Just
down
had a
and
very
pushing
nice
him,
run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and
they
go
fucked
fast.
the shit out of correct for playing
Back to
them
pass on
fuck
second
game.
down.
So everything kind of
Line just
calmed
tied
down
up.
for a minute
Makes
because
the
the
stop
guards
at the
come in.
49.
Now
Give him
they
5
showing
yards on the play and
video
a first down.
and you can hear
The
them
Aggies
talking.
come to the
Yeah,
line with a
your
fresh set
safety
of downs.
is the first priority.
The give to
You
the
know
back.
what's still trying to intervene and duck. To everything over.
Nine, it's
And
second
then you
and
come
1.
here and you give some
Yeah, and
assistance
it's a nice
and you
decision
get
by
the
the
fuck back
quarterback
out
when you
here.
run these
That's what they
RPOs, man.
said.
If you can
Now,
give it to
even
them
though
and
they
you get
felt
such
like that,
positive yards
I don't
like
think
that,
the right way of going by
continue
things
to
is
do
to
it.
let
Make
the
that
inmates
defense
hit
react
you
a
say
different
some
way,
shit like
then
this.
offload the football.
Because inmates
gift
don't
to the
take
give.
advantage of this every time because they know where the guards standing. So they finish doing their tools, rookie CO, and they
All right,
beat
guys,
the
that's not
fuck
a
back
home
out of
run
here.
type
Lock
play,
them
but
the
he
fuck
did
back
enough
in
there to
here.
keep
So
the chains
everybody
moving.
get back to what they was doing, they day or whatever, playing cards, playing checkers, playing chess. Everybody got some kind of activity going on. Man, don't do me that.
And the Aggies kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work.
Stabbing Nate the fuck up, losing his mind. It's not coming.
They'll give it to him again.
He's trying, it's just steady killing the fuck out of Nate. So they go to run to the back.
Speeding down the left side.
And the guards take their press
Aggies.
coming up
And
the
that
hill.
one will give them the
And
lead.
finally they come in here, they see that
So
laying
on
on the
crease,
floor.
nothing but
They
green
ready to
grass and opportunity, and he
They get Nate
flashed
some
through it
help,
for
they
six.
patch him up,
And when
and
you
they
can
move
get
the
30
fuck
plus
up
yards
out of
out
here
of your
and
running back,
lock
and he
them
can
the
make
fuck
big
back
plays
in
like
here.
this,
And you see
man,
Beach
it's hard to
just
throw a
can't
lot
do
of
it.
passes. I'm just going to feed this guy the rock.
So
And
not
with the
even
extra
15
point, the
minutes
score is
later,
now 21
after the
to
guards that
14.
left out of here with Nate,
So that
you
scoring
see
drive
Beach
took
them
only
make
6
their way to
plays.
TJ Sager.
And he
So they go to
punctuated that
TJ
drive
Sager,
by
and you
ripping
can't
off a
really hear nothing.
38-yard
You know
run
what I'm
for
saying?
6.
All I know is they stay up in there for about 30, 40 minutes talking to TJ. Then after 30, 40 minutes, they come back out to TJ Sager.
Didn't
With
find any
TJ.
crease in that kickoff coverage,
They
and
done
he'll
went
be
up there
stopped
and
at the
bullied
17.
TJ, and now he's back out with them thinking he's Mr. Bad-Ass. So Beach walked TJ to the bench they were sitting there and tell TJ, hey, y'all just TJ what to
So
do.
now
It's
the
a strong
Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown.
So we all wind up a child, and they take us
You
in the
just
lunch
sense the
room.
frustration
We all get out
starting to
crazy,
build,
and
not
we
only
all
on
sit
offense,
down.
but I think
Now
with
we
this
just
running
sit
back
there.
as well. He is
When
so
inmates
talented.
from
He's had
another
some
tier,
massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Down for a minute, went out of
And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
But the inmates still moving, trying to
Ball
get
is at the 35. It's 1st and 10.
the fucking legs. Now we all back off and
Use the
choking
play
and
fake,
sliding
now to
the
throw.
shit again. Trying to catch our breath. Then they gather all this stuff and rush us the
He
fuck back
puts him
out
in
here
business
until
across the
here
50 into the
and put us in
46-yard
the
line.
center
It'll be first
and
down.
lock us down until
Bird
the
Orange
fuck
burning
let us
some
the fuck out. So they
secondaries,
go back to
working this
10-point
guy down the
situation.
field.
So after
And
2
making
minutes
those big plays down the field, Texas. When you think about great teams, you think about explosive playmakers, making those big plays, keeping those defenses on their heels.
Right now, because
Picks
they
up the first
still
down,
kind of
still
fucked
moving.
up. So that kind of happened until
He's
they come
finally
in.
stopped and brought down at the
Now
15.
today is the first day
When you talk
that
about
we
creating
actually
big
start these
plays in the
programs.
running game
And
like this
everybody
makes the
signed up for
game
the
really
program.
easy.
And
Actually,
whatever
when you got a
program
guy
that
like
you
this
have
that you
up
can
for
hand
the
it
day,
to,
that's the
with this
program
much
you
speed
going.
and
So my
elusiveness, just hard to
program is
bring
box.
down in the
That's
open
my
field.
first point.
What a big game for the
Most of my
offense.
dude. So guards come in and they break us in groups depending on where we go. And then they all take us to our program.
Got some room
Now when
headed
we
to the
get
goal
there,
line.
we see
And he
this big
launches in for the
skill
score.
from a boxer.
Touchdown,
That's how I do
Texas.
instructor. So the guard,
Man, I like the running back's
he
vision. He
tells
sees
them,
the
don't
hole,
break, don't
explodes
shoot
through it. He
him.
knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets six.
For the day you come here, I will be teaching you the art of boxing.
The
And
extra
this
point
is
here
all
would
set
tie the
combo.
game.
Game change all set, boosters.
And after that extra point, we have a tie ball game in the third quarter. A
This is
very
a very
efficient
disciplined
five-way
sport.
scoring drive.
It is a very
And they
good
finished it
sport.
with a beautiful
But this is a
15-yard
sport
run for the
that
score.
you will look
And
to
we're
defend
all
yourself.
square as he
If
sets
you
to kick it
fall,
away.
and on Sunday's one. And you pay attention. So while the instructor goes on and on, the guard
And
ain't
no
looking
chance
this
at a
time.
return here.
One
They'll
of these
start this
inmates
drive at their own
that
25.
he's just going on and talking about, I bet you everybody eager to knock your ass out. He's just going on the instructor. So at this point, this
They'll
is
put
when
this
we
one in
learn
play first
who
snap of
the
the
fuck
drive
this
from the
Dr. Gibbons
25.
was. His real true character. He tells man to stand the fuck up. So you think you can
Making
walk
side
by
adjustments
and
here.
they got
Dropping
nothing
back,
with your
it's
ass.
Reed.
Now, ladies, this is the type of dude you
It's
can tell me,
complete to the
especially in all his life.
Great
He's the
move.
type
He's
of
got
dude you
room.
don't really take
And
serious.
he's brought
You
down
know,
after a
but
nice
for this
game.
football, look at this.
The Aggies want to crank the tempo.
Sound the fight.
A nice passing game by this offense.
There's no
The
way
quarterback and the receiver on the same
the
page,
gladiator way.
in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. Look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run
because
another
the shit
play.
sound cool.
Hit hard
But
as Hero
apparently,
released the ball on
gladiator
that
means
first down
bare
pass,
fist.
and it never had a
Fight.
chance.
So why the fuck did you do that? Come on. That's glad prosecution as I execute
Got a
these
good one
fucking
going
things.
here. All
Now
tied
we
up in
later
the third.
find out
It's 2nd and
that
10.
Dr. Gibbons
They'll move the
learned
wide
how to
receiver.
box in the
Receiver
military.
on the move gets
He
the
was
touch
in the
pass.
military for about 14 years, stuff
Only a
like that.
couple there,
And
and
when
now
he swam,
staring at
he
3rd
got a
and 8.
damn in his eye.
Trying to pick up a first
The
down.
first 2 weeks are both body shots that makes landing throws the ball.
On 3rd down, he'll try to
And
pick it up
Dr.
through
Gibbons
the
don't
air.
stop there. The next thing
Gonna
is
try to get it himself.
Still
Still on his feet. Breaks into the open. He goes out of bounds across the 25, parking at the 24. This defense
and then they
is
came back
spinning.
up.
That's the danger as a defense when you blitz this guy on 3rd down. If you don't get him to the ground right away or someone's out of a gap, his scrambling ability can hurt you, and that's exactly what happened. He saw open field, he took off, and he was able to go get the first down.
And he was able to pick up a few yards on the ground, and the clock has run out here in the third. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. We've swapped sides of the field, and we are ready for the finish as the fourth quarter gets underway.
That they gave him and radio for the guard to come pick Landon ass up and take him back to his gear. So in the midst of him doing that, all the alarms start going off in the prison. They just start firing off. And we see all the COs come right into our class, gather all the stuff, and take
They
us
had a
to
chance
one of
to
the
mull
small
things
cells
over.
on
Let's
that
see how
hall
they start
and
the final
lock us the
period
fuck
here
up
on
in
second
there.
down.
Now, we later found out
offense will
that
have
some
to
old
use its
inmates that was
first
in the
timeout of the
agriculture
half.
class had took some shears and joined another inmate. And they was like, man, this dude ain't gonna make it. They say they seen the shears go through and through the dude. So we all locked in
Plenty of
small
distance
cells and
between them and
everybody
the six
discuss
here on
about
second
what's
down.
going on. And we stay up in here for about 2 hours before we
Wide
hear the
receiver
guards
going
call.
in motion.
So they line us up and they take us back to the tier and they lock us the fuck up in there. Now they had to cut the program short today, so we back up in the motherfucking tier.
But that's the danger. When you
So
got a receiver like that, if you're blitz and you're playing man coverage, he's one-on-one and he's going to burn you if you don't get home to the quarterback.
Start playing chess.
And the
So
Aggies pounded the rock to move the sticks now back to work.
He's on the fucking board. Beast and TJ running down the Nate Underboard, and Nate Underboard runs in his motherfucking cell and trying to close the fucking cell.
They'll give it to the back.
He's out running.
Relentless
They passed the
running gets it down to the
cell. Lost the punch. Now Nate Underboard already in that cell. So
going to work on second down in the red zone.
So
There's still some ground to cover to pick up that first down.
Let the Nate Underboard at the cell to see what's going on. And all you see when you get to that motherfucker, let TJ finish up. I got a new player. So you see TJ going in the cell.
Looking for room. It's Owens. So close to that end zone, he can almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
That's just tough, hard-nosed running. You need 1 yard to get, let the running back figure it out.
They all just rush him and
And
start
now
beating
this
his head
offense
and
on
pounding
first
him
and
out.
goal has a
They
chance
pound
to
his ass
break the
under the
tie
bed.
lead.
So by this time, they other homeboy had been made outside the cell, and they beating him the fuck down outside the cell. But I give you this, he
They'll
fighting
move
them
the
back.
tight end.
He can't really do nothing because they open his ass like a football beat.
This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And I'm not surprised they went to him again. Hey, he's already had 2 rushing touchdowns. He's had some success and been physical. But how about the defense? Ready for him? I guess they've learned their lesson, right? They've already given up 2. They weren't giving up a 3rd.
Just put your head down. Yeah.
Can the defense stop him again on second and goal?
And he takes this man ass up in that cell.
Using the quick game. Touchdown!
They just got over to make this guy, but he just get turned the fuck out, and he says,
Late in the game, as a coach, you're trying to find something that will work. And how about the big fella, the tight end, comes up huge. You needed a play, you found him, and he delivered.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
And good they all on
On the move from inside his spot. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17.
Because he knows it feels like to have these happen to him.
Going from the
But he's
17.
So he fucked that
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. A straight downfield. There we go. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Longhorn.
And
once he got away from the
they
D, they
ran
had
up
no
in his ass.
shot at
So while
catching
they
him.
still up in there running into the
Great job with the score. And listen, right here at this point in the game, there's still going to be time left. My defense is going to have to make a stand regardless. I'm going to kick the extra point because the field goal still beats me if I go for a 2-point conversion.
And he knocks it through for the tie here in the fourth quarter.
There was on the last transport with Beats. And now he's going to Beats homeboy. They underestimated these points. And they didn't took advantage of these niggas slipping. Fuck them niggas. And the children flying the fuck up. You see the Mr. 10 number come through that bitch. Jugging line too. You got 2 motherfuckers jugging line.
The
They
drive
let
starts from
Ryan
their
have
own
it. Now, he
25-yard
took out
line.
of promotion. He took Ryan out the motherfucking cell, putting his pants up. By
Single
that
back
time,
formation,
they
and
done
they
let
give it
Ryan
to him.
have it and was on their way back to their cell.
And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short. Now they've got to hustle to the line
And
and get
just
set.
like routine, the guard come in, bring
They'll
super
go
help,
right back to him.
the niggas come and release the hell out.
On his way.
And they
I
lock
love the
them
play
back
called
in
running
this
the football here
motherfucker.
in the 4th quarter because with
They
the score where it is right now, everything is at your disposal on offense. You are not panicking. This isn't throw every single down, all of a sudden 2-minute air raid type stuff. You can run the ball. You can do all of your stuff, personnel, shifting, motioning. You just got to be very, very careful and absolutely cannot turn it over.
Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. The official...
They ain't got nothing to do with this. They got to suffer with the bad. Okay, guys, we're going to pick up from this part. Like I said, I ain't going to leave y'all hanging. I'm coming back in with another episode today.
They will take the penalty. First down and 5 after the penalty.
Yard work is hard. With propane, passes make that easy for over 85 years.
They're going to test that run defense to the right here. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
We go to child, we go to
a situation like
so this particular day, everybody's so happy to be out here and around all the drama that's been going on.
That's what you've seen. They've done a really good job. They're putting a few plays together. They've got some momentum. They've got to keep this thing up if they're going to go score.
Dancing and working, everybody being super helpful to everybody. So it's a good day. It's a process of everybody dancing, everybody talking. You got 2 inmates in there that get to telling us about that came to these prisons in our year that say he's a psych. Now, when they get to explain it,
so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Got out of trouble and throw. Makes the grab. It's great. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The offense will use a timeout with 25 seconds left.
That came true, that they know for a fact. So while they going on and on, the door pop open and it's Sergeant Larry. And he points to
Tie
the
game,
bread.
fourth quarter, and they're going to
and Sergeant
go for
Larry
it on
takes his
4th
hands
down.
out of there. So now he done killed everybody. So people turn down the radio and shit. And we get to talking about each other. So I think we sit there and wait about 4 minutes.
How about that?
And then we head on the hall and we run into the shop. And we scoop down and we peep it through the window. And at the time we look in there, Sergeant Larry come up and he asked the inmate some questions. So we were like, oh, maybe he's on the bullshit bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Grabbed over the middle. It's more.
I've been in this prison for about
17 seconds left on the clock.
But I've been in prison the whole time for about 14 months. So Sergeant Larry, at this time, he was asking Brent some questions. You know, Brent answering his questions, and you know, it don't seem like that happened. That's until you open
And the
his mouth.
Longhorns can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards
and
to
I
go.
want you to suck my cock.
Trying play action. Fires downfield. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
And they've trusted him to throw the football all game. I expect nothing to change whatsoever. They're going to put it on his back or his arm, I guess you could say, and let him throw this team to victory. It's a close game, tight game. I'm rolling with my best player.
Wants to go up top on first down. With the catch,
Just
it's
like
Moore.
all the rest of them.
Shoved out of
He's
bounds. They'll
Sergeant
mark him down at the
That's the dumbest thing you could have ever did when you had the field goal.
fourth quarter's not enough to settle this one. We're
And
headed
15
to
minutes later, they go
overtime.
breast.
And these teams have played so well.
So they sure fucked me up my RPO. Dumbest shit you could have did. Or to kick that.
Which of these 2 teams is the most mature? Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big
just trying
play?
to get the rest of this day through. And Breeze, you can see him, he's just trying to act like ain't nothing bothering him, but every now and then he just gets him staring off at the space. So we work for about another hour, then all the alarms start going off again.
And the Longhorns will snap it on
Then
first
here
and
comes
10.
the guard rushing them over here, grabs all of them, and takes us to another man to see him.
Use the play fake, now to throw.
I'll take them. Shit over with, folk. Holla at you soon I score.
That's a throw the quarterback will love to have back.
For the kick that field goal, boy. You had to win. They gave you that trophy you got. Ain't no fucking way, bro. Ain't no fucking way. I ain't even a fan of Texas A&M. I'm a Georgia fan. We gonna beat y'all last Saturday.
Alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
You want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical
What we wrong with these dudes, man?
when it comes to overtime.
Yeah, and Remember the
and the
rule
guard
change a
takes
couple
us
years
out to
ago,
the
too,
yard.
in the
Now,
second
we all
overtime
in
and
the
two-point
yard, and me and my
conversion.
people
So
talk about,
all
man,
this
we
stuff is
never even
situational
find out
type
what the
football that you
hell we
better
can
have
make
worked
the
on
white
throughout these
man
weeks of the
start.
season.
Then we get two dudes
Running
talking.
back
Man,
searching
they
for a
got
hole. And
his
there
name
was
Beast. Man,
nowhere
that
to
nigga
go,
got
just
his
stopped in his
his
tracks
mouth,
in the
man. When I
backfield.
say the word
And man,
spread
it's
like
nice to have a
wildfire,
guy that is just
everybody else
better
in the
than your
yard.
guys.
They
And no matter
what
what play you
Beast
call,
beat up.
man, how
Man,
about him
that nigga
getting in the
knock his throat.
backfield
Give us
quick,
all.
penetrating, using his quickness, and
And
using his
his name
strength to get him to the ground? That is a ball.
Now, Beach
Dropping back, it's
and
Reed.
motherfucker that ain't the same.
Got his man on the right. Defense
His name
makes a
is
stop,
spread
but
the
the
ball,
chains
the
move, and it's
whole
first and goal from the
and
8.
that's usually how shit happens.
And you got to be so careful on
One
defense.
inmate tell another, the other tell another one, the other one, until this shit just spread all over the entire prison. So we keep kicking it or whatever. We looking on the ground and see if we can find any scrap metal to make weapons out of and shit like that. And we basically just do that shit and walk around talking until we finally hear going in. So as we walk in through the first door, all we hear is boom, boom. 2 inmates had been hid in a hole that the outside work crew had been dug. And as soon as we went in, they jumped out and
Covered
tried to
this
break
game
our
breaker
fence.
in the
But they
slot.
didn't
He's
know.
got
They
speed
didn't have
and
to
he'll
put the
run
goalies
double
back in
moves.
the
He is a
watchtower.
threat to go
And the guards in
downtown and take the top off your
shot
defense.
their ass down. Now, I don't know if it was the rubber
They
bullets or
must
lethal
protect the
bullets, because
football
they
here.
can
They're
use
already
any
well
force
within range of a
to
game-winning
keep
field
you
goal attempt.
inside these
Quarterback
walls.
making adjustments.
So it's at their discretion. I
You know,
remember
there are a lot of
looking out the
offenses that would
window
decide to
as
just
we
try to
passed
plow that
by
football forward in
and
between
see
the
them boys
tackles. There they
stretched
went
out
with the
on
jet
the
sweep,
ground,
trying to catch the defense
not
off guard
moving at
with
all.
their speed, but the defense was having none of it.
They takes us back to the tier and locks us in. So we all get to go and doing the shit that we do. We gather up all our shit and we go hit the
Defense
shower.
rolls up deep in its
We
own
take
end
a
on that
shower
last
and
play.
we
Now
come
a
back
second
out.
and long coming. Motion from the wide receiver. And they get him, and they'll lose yardage on that completion.
If they just on
And I
guard,
got to
so
know
we
on
gonna
offense,
find us
right?
a
When I get
bitch
in this
and just
situation
post
down near
up.
the
So
goal
we
line, I got to
finally
get
see the
physical,
dude
finish
that they
my
was
runs
talking
forward,
about
not start
was a
dancing
psychic.
around, going all over
He
the
was
place
talking to
and
2
losing
other
yards.
dudes.
That's
So
just
we
bad
went over there
offense.
to see what he was telling the dudes. So he had been telling the dudes, hey,
A critical
y'all
third
getting
and
out
goal here, and you
soon.
have to
Some
think they're
paperwork
getting the
gonna
ball
come
in
through,
position
and it's gonna
to
be
try that
errors
game-winning
and such
field
and
goal.
such, and y'all gonna be released. And it's gonna happen within the week. You know, so he's giving so much accurate information. Doc
The offense
won't
will
just go
use a
talk to him,
timeout with a
you know, because his
critical
mama
down
just
coming
died.
in
So he
overtime.
just really wants to know what's going for his future, because he really ain't got nobody else looking out for him at this point, sending them money and shit. We gonna keep him straight, but Doc ain't got nobody looking out for him.
Now
on the
third and
home
goal,
front
and all
end
it
of
takes
shit,
is a
you know?
field
So
goal to win it.
before Doc can even go up to the dude, here come Beast walking towards the man. So I tell Doc, hey man, we gonna come back later, man. Let this puss ass nigga go on
Dropping
in
back,
and let him
it's
get
Reed.
Reed or whatever. Because he
Trying to
always
barrel
gonna
in.
jump in the middle
And
of
they
some
make
fucking
the
shit.
stop,
So
and
we
this
gonna chill
offense
that
has it
bitch
inside
that's
the
not too
5, and
far
they
from
are
where Beast
threatening.
and the psychic dude at, so we can pretty
They'll
much hear
set
what
up
he's
for this
telling
chip
me.
shot that
And
would
what
win
he
the
tell
game.
Beast get pissed off by it. Now for a minute, the man just looking at Beast, and Beast like, what? What is it? What is this?
And he
So the
got
psychic
it.
dude
The
just
kick
shaking
is
his head
good.
like
Wins
he
the
don't
game
want to
in
tell Beast what
overtime.
it is. So after a
And you
while,
want a
Beast gets
touchdown, and
used
you
to
want to be
telling what
aggressive,
it
but
is.
man,
And
right
when the
down the
dude say
middle, that
this,
obviously